Hi, Lily, it's me. It's your Uncle Mark. I heard you went to bug camp, but they didn't teach you enough entomology. Don't worry, I'll teach you entomology right here on Lily's Bug Channel. Are you ready? First, let's talk about names. We say bugs, and the word bug it means a certain number of insects, so special types. But lots of people just use the word bugs to mean all kinds of insects and a lot of things that aren't even insects, like spiders and millipedes and sow bugs and things. That's how we'll use the term bugs for now. Later on, we'll learn the real meaning of the word bugs. But for now, it's just an imprecise term. Having said that, a wise man once said, "The beginning of knowledge is calling things by their proper name." So let's learn about some of the proper names. You know, entomology has a lot of cool words. These are words that nobody else knows. I'll teach you these words and what they mean. It's part of becoming an entomologist. Let's start by knowing what is an insect and what is not. Insects are part of a group of animals called arthropods. Arthropods. And that's a name we'll learn too. Arthropod means jointed leg. These animals have segmented bodies, jointed legs, and exoskeletons. Exoskeletons. It means their hard parts are on the outside. We have a skeleton, but it's an endoskeleton. Our skeleton is on the inside. So, and you can feel your bones under your flesh, but that's where we keep it, is on the inside. Keep your bones on the inside. It's best. Insects have their hard parts on the outside, and they have to grow by splitting open and coming out in what they call molting. So they shed their skin and a new bug comes out and gets a little bigger. It's molting. Insects do that. All arthropods do that, not just insects. So insects have three main body parts: the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. All right. See, head, that's part of the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. Oh, look, and see, this abdomen is segmented. They come in different segments. So it's all a bunch of pieces stuck together. There's 9 segments in an abdomen, but not all insects show you all 9. The thorax has 3 segments. And the thorax is the part of the body that has the legs and the wings. See, 3 pairs of legs, and each pair comes off a different segment of the thorax. And 2 pairs of wings. Not all insects have 2. Some insects have 1 pair of wings, but most insects that have wings have 2 pairs. And then there's the head, and the antennae come off the head. Now, this is just a drawing. Let's get a 3D model. That's what we need, is a 3D model. Here's a 3D model. It's an ant. It's kind of an ant. It's a representative ant. It's supposed to be an ant, but not really. So, but you can see head, thorax, abdomen. Can you say abdomen? Let me hear you. Say it. Abdomen. 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 It's not that easy a word to say. Sometimes you got to practice. It starts with ab. Can you say ab? Ab is easy. If you can say ab, then you can say abdomen. Here's how it's spelled. Abdomen. 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 Got to learn how to say the words. That's for sure. So, 3 pairs of legs, see them? 3 pairs off the thorax, and 1 pair of antennae that come off the head. missing a piece of the antennae. You know, that happens a lot with bugs. Don't worry, it doesn't hurt them. They're used to that. They don't feel pain like we do, which is probably good when you see what all happens to insects. Anyway, one pair of antennae off the head. This is a weevil, actually. You can tell because it's got this big long snout. See the long snout? So this is the head with his snout, and here's the pair of antennae. See, they come right off the head. This is the thorax, and these are, because it's a beetle, they have two pairs of wings, but one pair is really hard and covers everything up, and that's this thing right here. So here's the thorax with its wings, and you can see the abdomen on the underside. And then 3 pairs of legs. 1, 2, 3. 3 pairs. So to be an insect, 3 body parts: head, thorax, abdomen, 3 pairs of legs. And we can see those on most insects. You know, that's the thing about rules. There's always an exception. And with the insects, it's true. We'll see insects that only have 2 pairs of legs, or they don't have any legs at all. We'll see insects with wings and with no wings, and some insects only have 1 pair of wings, like flies. Flies have 1 pair of wings. Bees have 2 pair of wings. We talked about that last time, didn't we? Oh yeah. Let's get another 3D model. This is a grasshopper, and as you can see, it's got, you can see it's got a head, and it's got a thorax, and the wings come off the thorax. The abdomen is covered by the wings. You can kind of see it. You can kind of see the abdomen sticking out under the wings. 3 pairs of legs, and 1 pair of antennae coming off the head. So, it's an insect. This is another 3D model. This is a dragonfly. And as you can see, it's got a head, a thorax, which is where the legs and the wings come from, and then the abdomen that sticks out the back. It has a pair of antennae, but they're really short, so you can't really see them. Now, those are what insects are. We'll go over those so that you learn them. And there's more parts too, and we'll learn them as we go on. If you're going to study insects, you're going to have to collect insects. I have an insect collection with lots of insects in it. Here, hang on. Leave this stuff. Wow, this is my insect, or part of my insect collection. I actually have a lot of these boxes. And we put because they have an exoskeleton, you can put a pin through them, and they dry out, and their hard parts just stay that way. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of legs. Not an insect, is it? No. That's actually, it's called a whip scorpion because it's got a big long tail that whips around. So it's like a scorpion. Very cool. I hope to get one in a few months that we can keep around. That they're just lots of fun, and they look scary, but they're not. This is an insect collection, so I have little boxes and I have insects in them, and you can see on the you can see underneath the insects there's a little piece of paper that has all the information. It says where I caught it. It says when I caught it there. And maybe a little more information so that if you wanted one just like it, you could see where and when I was. You could go there and get one yourself. That's the beauty of an insect collection. You're going to need to make an insect collection. But you don't need a big fancy box like that. Oh, I'm sure you'll get one as time goes on. But for now, you can do it with just about any box. But it needs to be deep enough to hold the pin, so like a cigar box. Wait, I have one? This is a cigar box. And see, it's it's got pinned grasshoppers in there, and these I have pinned out, and there's the information. There's the little paper that I will put that underneath these when I'm ready to put them in the box over there. Although these will go in a different box. These are all grass. They're not. Most of these are grasshoppers, and there's some katydids. We'll do grasshoppers and katydids, I imagine. Doesn't have to be a box like that. This box came with something in it. I can't remember what, and so I use it for bugs. And I put a piece of foam in it. See, it's got more grasshoppers because I really like grasshoppers. And put a piece of foam in there, and I put them in there. Now, this is a fancy box. And this one is made especially for insect collections. It's not a display box like the other one, but as you can see, I've got a lot of bugs in here. I've got the little papers that tell me where they go, and you can you see that? Are we focusing? Yeah, some of these are just. Can you see me? Can you see me? Some of these are just wonderful little animals. It's a lot easier when you're in person, but we have only video. But you don't need a fancy box. You can do this with any kind of box that you can find that'll work. Let's look at some of the boxes and see what boxes you might choose. You know what this is? It's an Amazon box. Is this an Amazon box? There's a lot of these around. Don't use one of these. It's bad because see the flaps? These flaps will go in and they'll wreck your bugs. And it comes down when you don't want it to, and it smashes the bugs, and then they're ruined, and that's no good. So don't use this. Here's a box. This box, it's metal, and we could use it, but see the lid comes all the way off. And when lids come off, they can fall in sometimes, and that'll ruin your bugs, and you would hate that. So I don't recommend using a box like this. This is a good box. See, it's got a lid, but the lid folds up, so it will never go into the box. It'll never go in and wreck your bugs. So this could be a good box. This could be a good box to use. Here, and I got this box. It's the Carnivore Club. It's for meat. Nona is not a member of the Carnivore Club. Anyway, this box opens up, see, and it's stiff, so that works well. This will be good. This could be good. It's a little shallow, but the pins will fit in it, so this would be a good box. Now, so what we do is we have to put some foam in there. This is styrofoam. It's expanded polystyrene, but you don't have to know that. The pins go into it and out of it, and that's what you need. It needs to hold the pins. So cut out a piece. Oh look, a piece has been cut out of here, and I'll bet it fits right in here. Cutting the styrofoam is something your parents can do for you. So I made this just the right size. And it fits right in there. Press fit. Very nice. See? And now we have an insect collection. So how do we put the bugs in? I sent you a couple of bugs. Did you get them? They don't Do they have pins in them? Some of them had pins in them. Maybe not. We'll learn how to put pins in them. You gotta have pins. These are pins. These are insect pins. They're special because they're, they're very thin. They're not like the pins you sew with. Those are too thick and too short. So these are long and thin, and they come in different sizes. There's really really thick ones, and there's really thin ones. See, this is a thin one. That's thin. Thin pin, thick pin. Yeah, the thin pins are for little insects. Now, we'll learn how to pin insects and put them in. For now, if you, oh look, I have an insect, and it needs to be pinned. This is a grasshopper. Oh, into focus. This is a grasshopper. As you can see, we always pin them in the same place. We pin them through the thorax. Is that right? All insects get pinned through the thorax. And so I take a pin, and this is a big insect, so it gets a big pin, and we're going to pin it right here in the thorax. We put the pin on the right side. We always do. If you don't, it won't look as good. So always pin on the right side. If you can't remember what's the right side to pin on, think to yourself, I wonder what the right side to pin is. The right side to pin is the right side to pin. So you can remember the right side to pin. So if you put the pin on the right side, it leaves the left side to look at. We don't put the pin right in the center, because sometimes there's structures right down the center and you don't want to wreck those. Everything else on an insect is paired, so if you wreck something on one side, there's a good one on the left side. So what I'm going to do is right through here, and I've just put the pin in. Now this is the hard part, because it needs to be straight. It needs to be straight and even. And so I just kind of thread it through, like putting a marshmallow on a. There we go. See? So that's pretty straight, and that's pretty straight. And now I have a pinning block. There's lots of different kinds of pinning blocks, but the pinning block has holes in it, so that what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to put this pin through the deep hole. And in this case, it's the number 3 hole. There we go. See? And what that does is that means that the insect always comes to the same level on the pin. And then we have to get a little piece of paper that has all the information on it from where you took it. It has a date and a place it was collected. And that's what the other holes are for. I put the bug in the number 3 hole. I'm going to put the information pin in the number 2 hole. See? And then what happened? Well, he went swinging around on that pin. So I will put this in like that. See? And now I can take another pin and use that to kind of hold him in place, because he's soft now, but he'll dry out, and then I can remove those other pins, and that's how you start a collection. So let's have some fun. In future videos, we'll look at different bugs, and we'll get some live bugs, and we'll go out in the field and get some insects. We'll talk to other entomologists. I can introduce you to other entomologists who do this also. They like bugs too. This was just our first video, but we'll have more because this is Lily's Bug Channel and it should have everything that pertains to entomology. Until next time, bye Lily!